Our ajila topic to ase what are ultra short term mutual funds. I mean mutual fund series the equity mutual funds da kotha kori she aro I mean by past few episodes para debt funds another category of mutual funds da kotha kori ase aro aji itu ultra short term mutual funds to debt fund আৰু কেতিয়া মই debt fund ক'ব এইটো টাইম দি আমি খান ইয়াত ৰাখিবলৈ আছে debt funds mean low risk low return আৰু ইটো দিবি আলাক আলাক কিসম লগা funds kan ase aru itu laga hi ekta type ase ultra short term mutual funds itu la kotha koribo aru moila naam to Sheetal Gurung ase moi debt free expert at women on wealth aru ami khan women on wealth ekta mic khan la platform ase aru ekta community ase yate financial education ami khan provide kore so remember ami khan financial advisors no hoy to iman tips and advice ami banite world itu tips and advice already ase but education ami khan pa believe kore is the way to wealth creation to sustainable long term wealth creation so inika hi ami khan pa we help women take charge of the finances knowledge lui kina nijor pa kinia paisa save koribo manage koribo nijor la knowledge pa invest korna grow koribo itula kotha khan kore ami khan pa yate তো এইটো ভিডিঅ' লা ডিছক্ৰিপশ্যন দি লিংক আছে ইন কেছ আপুনি ফাইনেন্সিয়েল এডুকেশ্যন ল'বলৈ মন আছে গ'লে আমি সেনেকৈ ডাইৰেক্টলি কণ্টেক্ট বি কৰিবলৈ পাৰিব ফৰ্ম ফিল আপ কৰি কিনা তো আজি লা টপিক আমি খান what are ultra short term mutual funds লা কথা কৰিব again I'll keep giving you this reminder that kita ami han pra debt fund like category te kotha kore ase low risk low return to aji labi itu fund to again low risk আৰু low return type laga hi fund ase enigate itu laga specialty to ki ase ki ami khan ba yad rakhibole ase itu la kotha korbo so ultra short term mutual fund to one type of debt mutual fund আৰু itu kun karne ase koile because low risk ase and low return ase to obviously to conservative investors means manu khan kunoba risk uthabole mon nai koise kole taha knowledge nai etu capital protection korole mon ase paisa loss to hui dibole mon nai iman bishi return na thakile bi kuno hoy koile do iniga manu khan bra debt funds khan usually or any short term goals khan karni bi ami khan ba debt funds prefer kore to inika hi conservative investors khan karni to bhal ase now ultra short term mutual fund to 6 months maximum laga target rakhina time horizon to la maturity la time horizon to 6 months ase which means that usually 3 to 6 months laga goal ase ami khan ইমান টাইম কাৰণে পইচা একটা জায়গা দি ৰাখিবলৈ মন আছে আৰু অলপ ভাল ৰিটাৰ্ণ জেনেৰেট কৰিবলৈ মন আছে ওভাৰঅল আমি খান লগা ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট পৰা কৈছে গলিতো up to 3 to 6 months কাৰণে time horizon লইলিতো you can consider ultra short term mutual fund now average return itu laga koi ase that 7 to 9% return itu ba generate kore of course olo pichide moi ba online di jaigana ekta duita fund laga apni hanki dikhabo so that ami hamar return to nijo ba compare kole paribo now we know that mutual fund te ami hanla paisa men ba jama kore sop investors la paisa jama korna ekta fund manager thaki itu manubra hi itu fund manager pa hi investment to ami hanla behalf te korige kore aru tai laga responsibility to ki ase ami gan investors karne paisa I mean profit to maximum profit ani bole so that's why itu dibi itu fund dibi the fund manager laga role ase our type right niga hi money market instruments and debt securities to confusion no ho bole I mean confused no ho bi money market instruments and debt security because ye alag type laga investments kan ase but everything low risk thaka kan ase ekdom risk nai iniga no hoy olop to risk thake but itu low risk ase now why we prefer ultra short term mutual fund now usually I mean by savings account debi paisa rakhibole pare man chotu time kane to 3 to 6 months kane to savings account be it's okay but why manukhan bra maybe ultra short term prefer koribo because itu the savings investment account bra all of slightly better return I mean by expect koribole paribo and that's why manukhan bra short term mutual term ultra short term mutual fund লবলৈ পাৰিব now of course itu risk free নহয় low risk আছে which means choto percentage de risk to ase na itu ki risk thakibo usually debt funds de tinta type laga risk thaki the first risk is credit risk now we will take a few steps back debt fund in itself means that amihan laga puisa do fund manager ba collect kona kunuba ki debt kunuba ba debt lubu itu fund to kunuba pra puisa lagibo tahan gi dibo tahan bra ekta percentage interest amihan gi di itu interest to amihan lot investors lot distribute hui chai na which means that itu baki de amihan ba puisa di ase it's credit means kunuba ki dishe aur tahan bra প্ৰিন্সিপাল ৰিটাৰ্ণ কৰিব আৰু ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট বি ৰিটাৰ্ণ কৰিব তো কোনোবা কেমেন বা এইটো ডেট দিছে ডেট লৈছে কোনোবাৰ পৰা কৈছে বোলে অবভিয়াছলি দ্য ৰিস্ক ইজ ক্ৰেডিট ৰিস্ক মতলব তাহান বা পইচাটো লৈছে এইটো বাপচ কৰিব না নকৰিব তাহান বা ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট দিব না নিদিব না আমি খান মানুহ খান এনে ৰেগুলাৰ পিপল মই বা আপুনি কি লোন দিছোঁ বোলে একটা ৰিস্কটো আছে তাত আপুনি বা লোনটো টাইম দি দিব না নিদিব ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট দিব না নিদিব অৰ মে বি আপুনি লোন লৈ কিনে পলাই যাব ৰাইট দ্য চেম কাইণ্ড অফ ৰিস্ক ক্ৰেডিট ৰিস্ক ইজ হোৱাট ইট ইজ অ'কে চ' ডিফল্ট হ'বলৈ লগা ৰিস্ক এটা আছে now the second type of risk is interest rate risk now আমি খান itu fund manager ba kut paisa dhale now itu interest rate to it can be fixed interest rate instruments khani ase ni ano hoy kuno bado market scenario change hole interest percentage be fluctuate hobuli paribo now as a result amihan bra bishi whatever growth we expect from a debt fund it will be now market scenario de interest fluctuate hoishule inigahi amihan laga interest return pado it will be fluctuate hobo to itu labi risk chutu ekta thaki that amihan ba kiman expect koribo itu maybe nahaibo if market scenario de interest rate to fluctuate korishi kule so itu bi amen ba understand korle lagi next is liquidity risk liquidity just means amihan by kiman joldi amihan la investments khan to cash they convert koribole paribo itu ase now fund houses amihan sob investors la paisa to ekta fund house ki ti ase tai khan bar jagana ekta manu ke in charge digina fund manager invest kori di right now amihan ba jitia paisa ulabole mon jabo itu time di itu fund house logot paisa thakibo na na thakibo tahan bra iniga paisa manage kori na ase na nai itu ase right amihan individuals tibi sabin case moi ba apuni ke paisa dishe aro apuni ba kote invest kori dishe for example itia moi jitia paisa lagibo apuni ga igena acha moi ke man mola paisa do achi di dibi nole kali di but utu manobra do akidi invest kori dishe bole there is lack of liquidity here তাই বি এতিয়া তাদিবা পইচা পুল আউট কৰিবলৈ লাগিব মেবি মোৰ the same thing ইয়াতে বি liquidity la risk bhi thakibo in case itu fund house pra itu maintain and manage pulse in the korishi bole do ami khan la mani do so these risks are itu risk to ini man phui lagi boli bi nohoy in the sense that itu to generic ekta kiba ase general risks ase right itu sob funds khan dibi generally thake তো itu man phui lagi boli nohoy but yes how do we measure that amihan ba kun ge paisa dishi tahan to responsible hoi kina invest kore ase to sob risks khan tahan ba manage korole laga rasta to rakhi kina ase backup rakhi na ase na nai for that it is very important to study the portfolio amihan la paisa kuti invest kore ase so this is where knowledge is important right because to portfolio amen ba bhal se study korishe bole tahan kinia quality laga investments kore ase itu jani bole paribo to inia hoishe bole risk to tahan ba kum di korle paribo fund houses pra at the same time fund manager laga performance historically kinia takichi tai ba previously be दूसरा fund can manage kura time dibi any iniga market di maybe interest rate fluctuations hua time di tai ba kiniga manage korishi to fund manager laga performance to kiniga thaki she ups and downs tai ba kiniga paisa manage kore kiman return generate korishi tai laga strategy kiniga ase itu sob to ami kan ba study korole lage of course itu karone ami ba internet research kor lage to fund house la information jane sabole paribo as much as information is available, right? So itu risks kan buchi kina hi ami kan ba investments kan to korobole lage. And as far as itu fund manage korobole karne expense ratio kiman ase expense ratio simply means ami kan ba invest kora to paisa to takhan ba kam kora fund manager fund house ba takhan ba lop chutu percentage ikta to lobo. So usually debt fund they kumdi chutu because already low return debi tamba expense to kumdi rakhibole lage so kiman kumdi expense ratio ase imani bhal ase but definitely chutu amount to expense ratio takan par kate etu ase. So this is in short about the ultra short term mutual fund. Now usually kiti amen pra debt funds can compare kore we are comparing it against maybe fixed deposits, savings, simple savings account they are on be recurring deposit maybe तो इतो कारणे मैं अपने लोग show करले मन थाकी शे that let's compare tahan performance kini ka ase. I'm going to just share on the screen. Moi pa yate value research korina ase value research to ekta um, website ase jaigena men by mutual funds ta study korole parbo so I'm just going to go here and search for amen aje ultra short term mutual fund la kotha kore ase so if I type ultra short now uh, yate ekta ase let's see there's not ultra short here HDFC ultra short term again মই বা কি example use কৰিছে ইটো মই লগা recommendation নহয় this is just an example see this is HDFC ultra short term fund na ito laga direct china men ba performance society so yati bi mention kore investment bond maturing in 3 to 6 months okay they aim to earn slightly better returns but kiman better ase and is it worth it it's really the question I would ask myself. Now this particular fund laga information yete ase sabi that minimum investment 5,000 la kurubuli lagi enega na or minimum 500 laga SIP rakhibo 12 ta check rakhibo means 12 payments korna enega top information ase. Lock-in period not applicable means itu paisa dhalichi uli to 6 months karne lock hoise ulawali na pare ninga nohoy and hence itu de liquidity ase. So look at the performance now if you look here returns since launch 6.64% to itu 2018 de itu ultra short term mutual fund to start hoise tadi bar itu time par luigena itia la time tak 6.64% ase return expense ratio dia kotha kora nishina chutu thaki to 0.34% expense ratio ek sal laga takan ba amela investment amount by man katibo. Now if I look at here tai laga returns amian ba compare kurishi kule itu return to dusra itu ami am itia itu laga page dia ase HDFC ultra short term tai nishina dusra ultra short term khanot compare kurishi kule kinika enega na now if you see here it's interesting that itu savings fund koina ase so ultra short term bi alag alag naam ra bi ahi boli paribo right like this one is also life savings fund so itu ultra short laga hi ase but another term if you compare itu HDFC ultra short fund to 3 साल दी तो ताइबा 6.54 itu la against the dusra khan do 6.91 kuna baba 7.23 bi digena sa ICICI prudential pra but itu 3 saal laga se now just remember that ultra short term means ami kan ba short term laga returns khan bhabishi gule to 3 to 6 months ideally karne se long term de rakhishi gule to yes returns can be better right now ami kan ba ekdom short term de saishi if I just look at this one 3 months day 0.84. 6 months, they only 1.85 return this year. What 1 year, they do 3.92% return this year. Now, when I look at this, Muilaga ni recurring deposit Kurishikulibi, I could see that about 4.5 nishina 1 year lagadi recurring deposit currently Muilaga bank pratiase. Now, keeping that in mind, I'm thinking that okay, moido maybe ultra short term do nukoribo. In my 1 year laga horizon not compare koresi. So ito soap study korna ito soap korigena do. It just tells me that I am better off maybe recurring deposit korahi better off ase in Ghana. Now I have opened another fund here. Let me share the screen. এতিয়া মই दूसरा ICIC लगा फंड तो खुली ना दिखाओ. Okay, now this is ICICI Prudential Ultra Short Term Fund. Itu category di taikan bi rating do bhal ase. Ito wala do. And if I look at this one, um, ito 2013 pra ase ito fund to काफी लंबा time होइसे. এতিয়া তাক return do ito 2013 pa paisa thali na rakhiche bole to 8.53%, right? Expense ratio is 0.39%. Now ito laga fund laga saishe kore 3 months return 1.303%, 6 months laga 2.22%, and 1 year laga 4.66%. Okay, ito itia 8.53 sado itia currently start pra. So the longer we hold, I mean by DKC, of course better annual return by. But if I look at just short term, kile mane amen ultra short term la kotha kore ase to amen kitia short term laga bhabibu itu time di, because long term karne to ami khan bra dusra bhi better investments can be consider korle parbo. But short term focus rakhishi boli do 6 months se currently itu fund bra do only 2.22%. Of course savings rate prado savings account prado phala se bhabibo, because savings account pra kunoba do under 3% 1 year la return bi to itu bar olop to bhala se. Okay, and then 2.22% inga to slightly better return karne ami gan ba study kori gana to steps lo bole mon ase bole to yes, definitely go for it. Otherwise maybe currently personally moido itu maybe I'll just consider bank fixed deposits and all of that. So this is my personal view on whether or not I would go for an ultra short term mutual fund. Okay, so I trust that Ajimuiba ki anishi ki dikhaishi itu apne ke value create huishe aro itu video laga information to bhal lagishu bole definitely share ahead or to sahan ke bhi information to pahunchai dibi, and itu form the description the video la description the form ase apne namen ki contact korle mona sabule definitely click on that and reach out to the team for your financial education. Aro women on wealth amen ba financial education provide kore to ito karne Nagaland de kiman friends kana si tahanot keep sharing ami gambe every day content bi ani take to financial wisdom increase korle bi ito apne ba sai take bole parabo. So all the best, have a happy weekend aro ami han next week aro moi different kinds of content ani na apne la kidebo. So thank you so much Aji karne, have a blessed weekend, take care and bye.